we have. I'm Noni.
I'm Kylie. And here we are, fall quarter 2013. Noni, how's your quarter looking?
It's going to be a little hectic, but I'm excited to get started.
Yeah, you and I hopefully in our last years, working hard.
Hopefully.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to this quarter?
Well, academically, I'm really excited for my senior design class. It's nice to actually be in my upper level division classes and doing practical things in biomedical engineering, so that's awesome. What about you?
Good. I'm working on like a social studies emphasis. I'm within education, so I'm learning a lot about the world this quarter, regions I'd never really known a lot about before, so expanding my mind. Like that.
Is there anything you're looking forward to outside of academics?
The big Cal Poly soccer game, men's soccer against Santa Barbara. That's coming up soon, so got to get my spirit on.
That's always a good one.
Yeah, big one.
I think I'm on a D1 intramural volleyball team. I don't know how that happened because I'm not that great, but that's exciting. And we have the half marathon coming up. We're both signed up for the Nike half marathon.
That is happening.
That's in less than a month.
I gotta start running.
Start running.
Start.
Yeah. So today on the show we will have Safer join us, and we'll get you a little information about that later. But right now we're going to introduce a PolyFit video that Devin went and took a test. So I guess we'll just go see him go through that.
Wow.
Hi guys, welcome to another section of Hidden Gems, and this week we're going to be showing you another way that you can utilize healthy living on campus. We're here at PolyFit in the kinesiology department, and we have the president of PolyFit here, Katie. Katie, can you tell us a little bit about what PolyFit is and what it does?
Sure, it's a student organization that we have here on campus located in the kinesiology department, but our main focus is for the students who are members of our organization so that they can learn how to administer these tests. We get to do body composition, fitness, all these really fun tests, so they get to learn and get practical experience, learn by doing Cal Poly way.
Awesome. So I'm going to go through some testing myself today. Katie, can you tell me what I'm going to learn after I'm done?
He is doing the body composition test, so he's going to learn the basic body fat percentage, which is an indicator of health. A lot of people judge health based on skinny or how someone appears, but you can't actually judge that. You have to use equipment such as our hydrostatic weighing tank, which is one of the things that he gets to go through today. Right next to your body.
Oh,
Stop
okay.
trying to flex.
I'm sorry, I just, What's about to happen to me?
So hydrostatic weighing is where we compare the subject's underwater weight with their weight on land, and that gives us their body fat percentage. The fact that students get access to this for free is amazing because out in the real world it costs about $80 to get done. So.
Well, I'm glad I'm taking advantage.
Yeah. Now you get to sit in the chair, and what you're going to do is you're going to be completely suspended in the chair so that you can take your weight, and then you're going to put yourself underwater and blow out all of your air, and then when I see the last air bubble, I knock on the tank and we take a reading of your underwater weight so that we can use it in the calculations.
Alright, I am now out of the tub. I'm drier than I was, and so we're going to go finish up the testing and maybe get some results. Are you guys open to only kinesiology majors or to everybody?
Well, PolyFit is a university organization, so we're not just a kinesiology club. So we have mostly kinesiology students, nutrition students, and biology students that are interested in going into the health fields. But we're open to anyone who wants to join. We've had some biomedical engineers, some mechanical engineers, some English majors, just anyone who's interested in learning these skills.
And would you recommend that they maybe just stop by the office during working hours or something like that? Or how would you get
if they're
involved?
interested, we do have a meeting the first week of school where they sign up for a time that they will come each week and learn and administer the tests. But if they're interested, come by the office, talk to us. We're usually around, or there's going to be people in here testing, so
Okay.
they can come by anytime.
So that's about all we have here. I just want to thank these guys again for having me. It's been a pleasure. If you're interested in learning more in the fall, definitely swing by or send an email. And these guys definitely help you stay living healthy, and hopefully you learn a lot more about this in this episode. We'll see you next time. I'm Devin, and we're out of here.
Like my mouth hurts.
Welcome back. Okay. Today our guest is going to be Christian Kaviani from Safer, and we're going to be able to ask her questions about their programs and what they have to offer.
Kind of clear. much for joining us
Of
today.
course, of course.
So what type of services does SAFER provide, and where are you guys located?
So SAFER, and I was going to just say what SAFER is, just in case someone doesn't know what it is. So SAFER is our university's violence prevention program, and we do lots of things that I'll talk a little bit about. But we are located in UU 217, right on the second floor of the UU. And we offer lots of services, one being education. So we go to residence halls, we go to fraternities, sororities, athletics, clubs, classrooms, and we give presentations on anything revolving around violence prevention. So that can be under dating violence, sexual stalking. We talk about gender, and we talk about men and masculinity, and how to really be motivated bystanders and end violence on our campus. We also have SAFER advocate training, so if you're someone who's interested in getting involved to end violence, you can become an advocate and you can work with us. It's like our volunteer base of students, and it's starting October 11th, and it's in UU 219 from 10 to 12. And our volunteer coordinator is Cassie, and she's wonderful. We also have events, so I'll talk about our events at the end, but we do events to get more education and awareness. And we also have crisis services. So if a student has been affected by any type of violence, we see them, we work with them, we accompany them wherever they need to go on or off campus. Any type of hypothetical questions about sexual relationships or sexual assault as well.
I'm sure many students on campus, myself included, are probably wondering how prevalent is sexual assault, dating violence, and things like stalking on our campus here.
It's prevalent on all college campuses. It's happening too often. Our campus's numbers are no different than any other campus. We see anywhere from 45 to about 65 students a year, and that's for all the types of violence that you just mentioned. And a large of them are reporting that they have been sexually assaulted, and a lot of them have been involved in dating violence as well. But a vast majority of people are not reporting. So under 5% of people don't report, and so it's hard to get those hard numbers. But it is a problem on all college campuses, and we are no exception. Even though we do enjoy lower crime rates in other areas, we have really the same than other universities under that topic.
Okay, so I'm sure a lot of people are unaware of how to deal with a situation in which someone discloses that information that they have been sexually assaulted. How would you approach that situation?
If someone has been sexually assaulted or affected by it, you really want to offer them that you believe them, you want to support them, and offer them where they can go to where they want to go next. So if you give them the option to go to SAFER or go to the counseling center or go to RISE, which is our county resource, which is off campus, going with can really help get them in the door, following up with them, making sure that you're not judging them and you're not asking investigating questions. So like, where were you? Why were you with that person? Or things like that. And really making sure that you have a plan with them for how they're going to move on from that day or that week or that month. Because a lot of times if you haven't followed up with them, they could be really feeling bad and no one's talked to them or asked them about it. And a lot of people who have been affected by violence will end up having mental health concerns and depression. And so really following up is incredibly important. There's a lot of disbelief when it comes to sexual assault, so making sure you say, I believe you, I'm so sorry this happened, or, I really want to be here for you, so whenever you're ready, I'm here, and reminding them of that. And that's kind of how we play that role with students. We are their advocates, so we make sure what they want is happening, and we make sure we kind of, leave that path for them, or we walk with them, and make sure that they know where to go next. crisis and feel good for the next morning.
Right. Are there some myths surrounding sexual assault? I mean, sometimes there's disbelief and challenges lumped in with it, but what are some of those myths that people have to overcome when dealing with this?
There's lots of myths. So one of them really being that only certain type of people are being raped or are being assaulted, and so that whole idea that if you are in a certain location or you're dressed a certain way, then you're really asking for it. And really no one's ever asking to be assaulted. It's never someone's choice. And every type of person can be assaulted, and every type of gender, race, class, ethnicity, and perpetrators as well. There's all different types of backgrounds for them. And so the image that people might have of what a victim looks like or what a perpetrator looks like really doesn't exist, because they're all types of people, and they're students that are here on our campus. And so really knowing that that image might be a myth in your head, but the reality is that it's all types of people. There's a thought that rapes or assaults are happening at night in dark alleys, and that's not true. It's happening mostly by acquaintances, someone you know, where you've let your guard down. Another myth is that people who rape are psychotic or they have mental health problems, and really people that assault aren't necessarily having a mental health problem. There's a power that's trying to be exerted over another person, and it doesn't mean that they have a mental health problem, but that they need some education on how to be with someone and how to engage in sexual activity. There's a myth that men or women would rape because they're so sexually aroused that they just have to. And like I said, sexual assault is about power and control, so it's really not about that. And most people that have perpetrated or have access to consensual sex, but they're choosing to have non-consensual because they want to have power over another person. Let's see, men can't be raped. That's a big, huge myth. There are a lot of men who are raped, 1 in 10, but there's so few men that come forward because of the stigma around masculinity and homophobia, and the ability to come forward for a man can be even harder. And so a lot less men will report, but that doesn't mean it's not. I think that there's so many, but I think that the huge one that I hear about are the ones that I mentioned already. Yeah.
Oftentimes, like a friend or a family member who wants to support a survivor of sexual assault, they want to take those steps with the person. Safety First asks, does an advocate or supporter mean signing up for rallies and stuff? Or they're wondering how does one become an advocate?
So with SAFER, you can go through our 6-week training that starts October 11th. It always starts about the 3rd week of every quarter, and it's always Fridays from 10 to 12. You can sign up by going to safer@calpoly.edu, or you can email me, or you can go to our website as well, and there's a sign-in form on there. And that's really how we get our volunteer base. And so once you've gone through the training, you're linked into our program. And so whenever we do have an event, we're asking our advocates to help us first.
We have another question from the audience. 8 a.m. in China asks, I have heard of the SARP Center in San Luis Obispo. What's the difference between the SARP Center and SAFER?
So SAFER is our university resource, and we're kind of like the little sister of SARP, which has a new name, and it's RISE, and it encompasses our Rape Crisis Center and our Women's Shelter. And so RISE now is our county resource, and so they work with from Nipomo to Paso Robles, and they do all the intervention and crisis work and counseling for our county. And so anyone who's been affected, not a non-student, would be using that resource. And they are phenomenal, and they're really who we, look up to help us guide our program as well.
Our viewer, Safety First, asks, so campus police just sent out a report. Is that supposed to scare us? What is SAFER doing to keep us safer? And do they work with the police?
They just sent out a report, like minutes ago?
Earlier this week.
Oh, okay. We do work with UPD, really often. We've been working with them in the halls the last few weeks, but we collaborate with them all the time. We are, like I mentioned earlier, we're continually trying to educate students on how to lower the risk of being involved in violence. But we have students helping us. We're trying to put on events. The year kind of just started, but we train all the RAs, we train the CSDs. We work with our entire faculty and staff to make sure they're educated so that there's a trickle down of information happening so that it can get to all the students. And then we work one-on-one with all the students to educate them with WOW. If they went through WOW, we had Jackson Katz come. There's a ton of information on sexual assault and ending it through WOW as well. And so those are the steps that we take. But it's a continual effort, and we need more people to want to do more about it. If we had all the people that are upset that this is happening, if we had all of them working with us, we'd have an army. And so we need more of those people who are like, what are we doing? If you're wondering it, then it's a good thing to come and just, be in our family and try and helping to help lower those numbers.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to ask, how do the new students get involved?
So they can email me. The safer@calpoly email is the email that I respond to. And like I said, they can go to our events and they can sign up for our advocate training. And that's kind of the first steps to getting involved. They can work for us. We hire about 7 to 10 student assistants every year. They're paid. We also have interns, and so they can do their internship with us, and that can be for credit or non-credit. And that's primarily how students get involved. But typically their first step is going through our training to see if this is something that they really want to be involved in.
Anyone come to events that you put on
Anyone
campus?
can come to events, yeah.
What are some upcoming ones for this quarter?
Our first event is October 20th, and the Clothesline Project, and it's going to be on Dexter Lawn, and it's kind of an art and also writing creative project that we have t-shirts and people can paint them and put them up. It's a national project going on all of their universities. October's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so we also are dedicating time to that as well. We also do an event on November 14th remembering the survivors of sexual assault that have been affected at Cal Poly, and then we talk about what can we do to end more situations of violence at Cal Poly for the future, and that's November 14th. And it'll all be on our website as well, so students can look at that. We're in the UU every Thursday until October 24th, and so if any students interested and on Thursday at 11 and they're walking through, they can come and stop by, and we'll have all that information as well.
So why is working with SAFER the best job on campus?
Why is it? Well, I get to motivate students to make really big decisions on who they want to be and the character that they want to have. I get to talk to students about being healthy and having really healthy sexual relationships and good relationships. So it's not only the bad. I feel like I see that light bulb go on in students all the time, meaning that they're critically thinking about the TV they're watching or what they're seeing and how it's affecting them and how they behave, and then challenging that, because it's hard to go against the grain. I also have the best job because I get to empower students to do what's harder, which is to say something, which is to actually be a good bystander, which is what we teach students, and that's harder. It's harder to do that, but the students that we do get to see that happening, I mean, it's like magic. So it's really cool to watch that happen.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. If any viewers out there, Cal Poly students, if you are interested in SAFER or any of the topics we talked about today, please do check them out and go to their events. There's a lot going on. So.
Thank you so much for having us. That is going to be the end of this episode. Make sure to like us on Facebook and also to add us on Twitter. You can also send us questions at orientation@calpoly.edu. And please make sure to give us feedback. The poll is right in that area somewhere, so make sure to send your feedback.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.